What is up, you amazing people? It is Nemo here, and today I want to talk about a game that people have said could be Game of the Year nominee already. Here we are in the 4th month of the year 2025, and already they say there is a 10 out of 10 game, a Game of the Year, and luckily, for some of us who happen to have a PlayStation Plus subscription, we got access to this game just recently. Now, I did want to take some time and talk about it, but I thought, you know what? Even if I explain every mechanic, explain the entire story, the whole thing, it would probably take me about 36 seconds to do that, but it still wouldn't hit home. You guys might think like, oh yeah, it sounds interesting, sounds cool, but you really wouldn't get the full experience. So I thought, hey, why not just do a Let's Play? Let's kind of run through the game live right here, and I will explain some stuff for you and just kind of let you check it out. But I am bad at this kind of content, so if I'm quiet for a while, please excuse me. But anyway, so this game is called Blueprints, and yeah, it's already getting 10 out of 10 everywhere, and essentially it has that same like haunted or House on Haunted Hill kind of vibe where you have a really rich uncle who passes away, and he essentially wants to give you all of his belongings and everything, but you have to do something. And in this case, it is to find a hidden room. In this house, there are 45 rooms on a blueprint, but there is technically 46 rooms in total. So you have to find this 46th room. Here is the key though. The fact is, every time you leave or you quit because you get exhausted, the whole house goes back to just the main entrance. You essentially design the floor plan as you're going. Now, each one of the rooms that you put out, though, does have its own characteristics. Some will actually just tire you out more, and you only have like 50 steps, which basically just means 50 rooms you can walk into. Although some will give you energy, some will take away. You can find different items that will give you energy, food and whatnot, and then there's even extra things you can find too, to like salt is something you can add, and every time you find food, you'll put the salt on it, it'll give you like an extra boost of energy, if you will. So instead of only getting like 3 steps, you'll get 5 steps. Keys are something else that you're always looking for, and same with gems. Now, obviously, keys are pretty self-explanatory. Gems, on the other hand, they'll help you build different types of rooms. Usually these type of rooms are special in some way. They either have some more keys or gems that you want, or they'll just have access to other things. Now, there is a ton of like puzzles in the game, but I think the biggest puzzle is just the puzzle of figuring out how to lay out these rooms to keep going. So often in this game, you just trap yourself into a hole and you have to give up. Because you see, you only have a certain amount of steps, like I said, but you also have to look at the rooms that you're putting in front of you. Because, number one, you don't really want them to intersect with other rooms, because that will cause a problem. And you also want to make sure that they have different doorways leading out. Some rooms are just like a closet. Some rooms only have one doorway leading and will lead right outside of the house. So obviously it's just as good as a dead end. So you're kind of trying to plan all this stuff while you're going. Now, you do have 3 main doorways that you're going through. And like in this case, I'm just going into the west first, because the west side of it is noted that they have more locked doors. And so for my thought anyway, and this was like, hey, let me go on this side, let me see how many locked doors I can run into, so I can always have a different option. I always have a way out. And there's certain things, like even in the game so far, I haven't figured out. Like I haven't done this yet. And you can see like where I'm at now, I'm really still trying to plan out what I'm doing and how I'm moving. And sometimes you will get hints or advice on what is going to be in the next room, or the room that you're building or working on, but often you don't. And so you're just kind of hoping that whatever room you decide to create next, or the one that you're about to use next, you're just hoping it'll have something that you need or you can use further down the line. If nothing else, just a hallway is nice, because at least you know that you can create another room and keep going. Already where I'm at here, I've already kind of messed myself up, because I already blocked off my center route. Yeah, you can go left, right, or east, west, and then north. And I've already kind of blocked off north. But I figured, well, you just kind of move. And the thing, what is really difficult to explain is why you do some of the things you do. Because it seems like you just want to keep creating the same type of rooms. You can move forward. You can sort of see when you bring up the map where this 46th room might be, but you end up just trapping yourself because either A, you don't have the material that it takes to build the room, or B, you need other doorways to access, and if you just don't have that type of room available, then you're kind of stuck. And this happens more often than not, but this is also what gives it this addictive quality about it, is that you're always wanting to run through again. Now, for those of you who think like, oh, okay, well, that's cool, then you run out of energy, you stop, all good, right? Well, no, everything resets back at 0. When you try again the next day, everything's gone. All of your stuff is gone. The floor blueprint is like back to just 0, just an entrance hall with the 3 doors that you can take. And it gives you an idea of how to move forward. The only thing you're really gaining or able to hold on to is the experience. Okay, I know how some of these doors and puzzles kind of work. I have an idea of not getting myself stuck, but it is still one of those things that is just super addictive because you're not 100% sure. It's just like here, I just chose a room that would allow me to keep moving, and often that is what I'm doing. I also did get a metal detector just a little while ago, so, and again, I've never used a metal detector before. Like I was saying, like you just run into things that you haven't done and you haven't experienced before. So I'm actually trying to mess around and find out, like, is it a key? Is it coins? Because they did say it'll give you extra stuff. And here is also another situation where I can't see, if I create a room like the patio, it's just going to go down, and that is going to block off my way north. So I had to re-roll. I got lucky enough that I found some dies that will allow you to re-roll again. Unfortunately, though, I don't always make the best choices, but I really had none. Like, honestly, it was just dark room or nothing. And this dark room does allow for me to be able to move on and go further, but at the same time, I didn't realize that it did this. So when you come in, it's just dark. I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's a dark room. Part of it, though, is I didn't realize that the fuse blew. You see, earlier on, I did actually create a utility room that did have a fuse box, so I could run all the way back and turn the light on. I wish I had done that, because instead, I sort of just flew, I just guessed. I'm like, whatever, I don't know what I got here. But this route, where I was heading back down south, wasn't going to be able to expand anyway, so I just figured I'll just do what I can, maybe try to grab something. I'll be able to get some money or, key, gems, something might be down here, and, it was fine, because I couldn't really mess it up. It was already messed up. I had kind of already ran the snake over the body, if you will, down here, so this to me was just whatever kind of thing. I'm gonna just go with the parlor, because the parlor is gonna lead you back into the other room anyway. It's already destroyed route, but I might be able to get something. As you can see, it has a puzzle piece there, which means like, hey, there is a puzzle here, and if you figure it out, you can get some currency, whether it be the keys, the coins, the gems, something. But we're gonna need that because we only have a few options moving forward, and unfortunately, it looks like we're gonna need everything to be something that we can work with, if you will, because like I said, I think I've already kind of messed up where I'm going, and so like right now we're on this like kind of dead path, but it's fine because I can use this to actually find something. So yeah, I guess we're gonna go with the parlor. I think that seems to be the best choice, and like I said, like this one will be the one. You can see it has another option, right? But like that door leading out only leads into another room, so that's why it's blocked off. And you see, like, that's what you have to watch out for in the game, is to not essentially, like, remember the game Snake, where you could only go so far, but if you cross over yourself, then you're dead? That's sort of what you want to avoid in this game. It's sort of the same thing. Anyway, so here we are in the puzzle room, and my metal detector is going off, so something's got to be in here. Oh, great. 1 coin. Well, that was worth it. And so Yeah, I actually know this. I played this puzzle before, and it is essentially where we have one box that will tell the truth, one box that always says a false statement, and only one box has a prize within it. And for me, like the first time I did this was relatively easy. Again, you need the wind-up key, but it's, I don't know. It was the first time. You know what I'm saying? So, this box is black. The gems are in a true box. Let's see what the next one says. This box is blue. Okay, so basically all of these boxes are telling the truth, it looks like. So one of them's got to be lying though, because one of them always tells a lie. I don't know which one it would be. I guess it would have to be the white box. The gems, or at least my last time playing it, the gems were in the box that was true. And it was just sort of like you're trying to figure out which one was true, but I don't know if that's the case. Because obviously, that would have to be the one that was white would be false, if that was true, but I don't know. I think I'm just gonna go with the blue box, because I really don't know. It seems... I'm dumb. I know I'm missing something, and I would probably get this, but of course I'm doing this live and on, camera, so to speak. So yeah, of course I'm gonna mess up, but yeah, I'm just gonna go blue. Oh no, it's white. It is so white. I just figured that out as I hit that. Yes. Yeah. Because the white box was telling the lie. The lie was that the gems are in a box telling the truth. Yeah, okay. Well, here we are back into the dark room, which again, I'm stuck. Now, I have a key, luckily. Another one after this, which that's fine. I'm not worried about that. Here's what I'm worried about. I don't know what I'm looking at here. So it's just basically a Hail Mary, a shot in the dark. I gotta just guess. And all right. We have some doorways, so we can keep going. It looks like at least one way. I think that other way is it's gonna require a key card, I believe. I've come across like another elevator like that before. Let's see here. And save code is 9083. Alright, so I guess we find the office or we find the safe, then at least we know the code. This is just giving you some hints about using another, like, technique or an item or something. Again, it's not something I've gotten used to yet. Like I said, this is really pretty early on in my experience. I've only ran this, like, 1-2 times, I think, and this is, like, my third run. So let's see what we can build here. I guess a drawing room would be the best, because the other two would just trap us in, and this is our only path forward. So we'll go with the drawing room, which, by the way, I just have to say too, like, the game actually looks really cool, which I think is awesome. With some of these games, and I don't want to like tie it into any other type of game, but when you talk about being like, oh, game of the year, it's so addictive, it's so fun, or whatever, like Balatro is one of those games. I get it. It totally is really cool. And I don't want to be a gatekeeper on what is typically a game of the year type game, but some of them are not the most attractive games, like graphically. It's a weird way to say that, but no, I'm just saying, like, these tend to be like, like lower budget. That's the only way that they can be up in that spot. Ah, crap. I don't really want to do that, because that's my last key. And I basically have to do a workshop. Because if I go back down, see, like if I go with the mailroom or the commissary, that could lead to not good. But honestly, I don't even know what I can do in here. I've never been in the workshop. But yeah, there's my my sweet metal detector. Do something with that? I guess not. Okay, there's nothing there. It says you can combine things. I can combine... I don't even know what you would combine. I haven't found that many items, though, I guess. Oh, a sledgehammer. What does a metal detector and a sledgehammer make if you combine them? I don't know. Just a noisy mess, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if you can. You probably can't. Let's see. There's a sludge and a no. Oh. Yeah, I don't think it would be worth anything. Like, it would be kind of pointless. But okay, so let's see. We just have this one option to move forward, and as long as we have, sure. What's a door? I don't know what the heck that is, but that's all I have. There's my only option. Which in so many of these rooms, I have to say, like, I love the look, and I think like they just look cool, like old school kind of, I don't know, weird Victorian, off, if you will. But the one thing that does kind of annoy me at times is that so often these rooms don't have anything. Oh, but this one does. Hey, there's a safe. Okay, wait. So it was 9083? 83. And enter. Nothing. No. Okay. Well, it did say office, so maybe, I don't know, I'm going to try to look and see if I have any notes. One thing that this game does tell you, and I do think it's a good idea to do it, is it tells you to, like, hey, have a notebook or something to keep yourself, caught up on what's going on. I assume that everything's going to keep notes for me, but that's not always the case. Let's see. I should go dining room, right? Or am I? No. I guess I'm gonna go observatory. I'm really just hoping I can find something, because I definitely need a key card so I can take that elevator. And I'm running out of resources and energy at this point, which is definitely not a good idea. But let's see. So if I can figure some of this out and set up this telescope, that could be pretty cool. Though I have no idea what I would be setting what up on. And some of these are incredibly complicated. So that moves the telescope. What am I setting up, though? Like, I really don't see any option for setting up the stars. There's like a planet thingy up there. I know I'm so smart, planet thingy. It's over here. That adjusts the height of the telescope. But what actually adjusts planets or the stars? If it'd be stars, I don't even see anything that would dictate stars or their patterns or anything like that. So ultimately, I'm just kind of guessing. I guess. I don't know. See, and this is another case, so I have to say this, I'm not just making excuses, but if I wasn't doing this video or this stream, I probably would take a little bit more time to kind of figure this out, but I don't want to bore you guys, because this is just a playthrough, I didn't want to, it's not like I'm on Twitch or something doing like a full live stream, so I'll probably just try to get past this and figure it out later. But this is one of the things I really like about this game, is you always run into like some new puzzle that I think is attainable. Like, this is within my ability to figure it out. It's not over my head. It's something, if you take enough time, you'll get it. And not frustrating in the slightest, really. Where some of the puzzles I could see in a lot of other games, definitely frustrating. So I know I appreciate it, and everything just give yourself a little bit of time and you'll figure these things out. Unfortunately, like I said, we're already almost at like 20 minutes, and that's long enough for me. See, I bet this has something to do with it. Something. I don't know what. I don't know. Like I said, I'll figure this out on my next run. I'm only like 2 runs in. But those were definitely stars, not planets. I don't know. I think. No. Well, I only have like 26 steps left. And just moving around is going to be a problem. And I still want to go back and try to get power to the dark room, honestly. I think like maybe I can find something there, but going all the way back is gonna really kill my energy. But I don't really feel like I have another option right now. Everything else is sort of blocked off. And this is what happens typically while you're playing the game, is you will just kind of run into these spots where you're not sure where to go, or even if you can go any further. And then you will ultimately want to get back in there, because you can see like there was a path forward. I just made a dumb mistake. Like I shouldn't have made an observatory. I should have went with like another dining room or something. I shouldn't be wasting my time running around trying to open up this safe that I don't think is right, because I know I put in the right code, but I'm going to check it anyway, because who knows, maybe I was wrong. And let's see, 9083, it's what it said. And nothing. Okay, so yeah, I don't even know what I'm doing here. But there has to be a way. And this also comes down to like how some of the rooms, like I was saying before, it feels like they have nothing in them, but you assume that they do. If I can go this way, and hopefully, oh no, yeah, see, that was what I was afraid of. And I can try to, I guess, redraw, see what I get. Connoisseur dining room. Can I? Okay, cool. Alright, so we're going a little bit further now. Excuse me, sir. Still trying to figure this out though. Like, I know I can get power onto that dark room, and it seems trivial. Like, why do I care? I care because I know I'm gonna run into something that is gonna stop me, and I am out of pretty much everything except for cash. I have 9 coins, which, believe it or not, in this game is actually pretty good. But I have no gems. I have no keys. And without the gems, you can't make a lot of different rooms. You're just kind of stuck on essentially most of the rooms that don't have any access anywhere else, just closed off rooms. A few you might get lucky and you'll get, corridors or a hallway or something. But I've used so many of those up already that I don't think I'm going to be lucky enough to actually come across one of those. So I'm just, let's see. I need to find some items. I need to find something. And that's ultimately what I'm going to try to figure out here. Because I got nothing here. Didn't find anything. We got the spreading the item thingy. Of course, the dark room, here's the other concern that I want to point out too, is I only have 14 steps. Like, it happens so quick, you don't even realize. Like, oh, I'm almost out. I need to get back to somewhere to find something. I'm at 12 steps. I think we're gonna near the end here, and I don't think I'm gonna get out. I'm still looking for like the utility room or something. I just don't even really know what I can do with this amount of steps left. One thing that was not smart was leaving and going back into the same room. I am a genius. Here we are though. Yeah, we're definitely, I think I got like a bedroom or a kitchen, one of those that actually gives you a few steps. I think it's a bedroom coming up here. Yeah, so I got 2, but it's not gonna be enough. This is definitely where I depart, but this is ultimately what this game's all about. It's a roguelike puzzle solver where you are literally building the blueprint of a house, and as soon as it goes away, you redo it. All of these rooms and everything have different mechanics, puzzles, different options about them. Let's see if we can... I'm not even able to get back. I just realized, like, there's a dark room power, which I wish I would have opened that before and turned that on, but I only have 4 steps. I'm not going to make it back. Anyway, though, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I'm not the greatest at continuing to talk for, 20-some minutes straight, and this is all off the top of my head, but I hope this gave you an idea of what this game is, because I do really think it's awesome, and just trying to explain it to someone doesn't really do it justice. So hopefully that does. Anyway, if I was going to give it a score, though, right now, it would be at about 9 out of 10. I struggle to give it a 10 out of 10 because I struggle to give anything a 10 out of 10. But that's just my thoughts. Love y'all. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.